Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to this Muse Thalia reading. So shining our light with this muse. She's the muse of comedy, humor. She is often associated with the mask. I see her as the embodiment of a certain character, but also as some inspiration of how joy, humor, shifting our perspective to bring upliftment, heart lightedness in a situation or onto ourselves can uplift and inspire us and bring us this momentum of feeling alive and feeling inspired. According to your chart, you're going to receive specific messages. Muse Thalia is going to have pretty much this whole year a focus on the archetype in Western astrology of Capricorn. Okay, and with this, we're going to have a retrograde. So February 6th, all the way to December 26, 2025, we are in Capricorn, but a period of time from May 7th to August 24th, where we're revisiting certain lessons of Capricorn. We're going to be revisiting a lot of how to shine our light of discernment, clarity, how to master our focus, and how this brings us access to abundance, the abundance of our soul, the abundance of our self-knowing, self-mastery. I was very surprised by the muse and how, and it's probably because of the archetype, the intensity of those teachings. And especially with, I'm hearing the agenda of helping us take off the mask. Shining your light is really like letting it free. Okay, so we'll see all the piles. You're going to want to look at your personal Thalia placement. If you're watching this, it's still 2025 and you're working with the YouTube Starship membership, you want to also look into your draconic placement. She's the Muse 23. If you don't know how to find her, please look in the video description. I do list all the little steps that you can take and find her and get your messages. So I'm very curious. It feels like there's a lot of messages because the reel is all about, the incantation, the power of the words that we have, and being able to speak the words that are a match to the truest version of ourselves, not the words from the version of ourselves that is masked, that is hiding. Okay, so there's a lot here that I can feel, and especially when a muse is spending some time retrograde, they're going to be some type of higher, deeper understanding. Okay, so I will see you there for those piles and messages. All right, let's look at those piles with a main card. I'm just feeling called to use one deck. Okay, pile 2 and okay, number 3. All right, and let's look at the zodiac signs. Sometimes I have different ways of doing my stuff. As you can see, you guys, always renewing yourself and letting spirit guide you to try new things. I feel like this is part of a collective message here, letting yourself. With Muse Thalia, there's a lot of humor, and we can see the ego tries to get us stuck in one way of doing certain things or thinking about ourselves or thinking about a situation. And here we can sense this muse is like trying to challenge us with a different way of looking at things. The archetype of Capricorn is very mind focused. There's a lot of teachings about mind control, mind mastery. So this is why the muse here seems to mean business. Okay, all right, so pile number 1, we have the sage. Okay, well, I said that I also felt the sage as the stick, so there might be some detox things going on also. We have Scorpio, we have Gemini, we have Aries, and we have Pisces. Okay, beautiful. Then pile number 2, we have the Queen of Air. Beautiful energy here with scales. Interesting. Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, and Libra. Double scales. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air is Libra in the tarot. Okay. Pile number 3, we have, I love this, masculine and feminine, yin yang. Okay, let's see what we have. We have Capricorn, which is, going to be overall the collective energy here. We have Taurus, we have Cancer, and we have Virgo. Beautiful. So those are your piles. I will see you there for your messages from the Muse Thalia so you can shine your light bright. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your messages from Muse Thalia to shine your light bright. There's a lot of focus on the light, especially with your card here. It feels a little bit like the Hermit card mixed with the Magician. There's a lot of wisdom from past lives, community, from the pack, also knowledge and wisdom from the unknown, the nocturnal, the hidden. Okay, so there is here some indication with this transit that's pretty much this whole year with Muse Thalia, that there is something about you that is very wise, that has ancient wisdom, okay? And if you're here, that means you have Muse Thalia, whether in Draconic or in Western astrology, in Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, or Gemini, okay? So let's look at the guidance for you, my dear pile number 1. Whoa, a flyer. All the way to the floor. Okay, let's look at it already. Ooh, wow. The Ace of Air, the Ace of Swords. The air element. This is a representation of the air element, which is the thoughts. Very interesting because we are experiencing this zodiac archetype, Capricorn, in Western astrology that is all about your mind. How you focus your mind. And again, I don't know, I feel called to this. So some type of alchemy is going on for you. And you see, it's kind of like giving you a certain activation of your antennas, your intuition. Just like the owl, like things that are from the senses, the invisible. Okay, let's see where this is going. Wow, another one. This is rare when that happens, but it does. Okay, let me get up this time. All right. Oh, we have the 10 of fire. Okay, and you see here, I had to get up. So I had to move. And there's something here about the alignment of your chakra. Okay, how there might be a certain pattern of thought that could be keeping you, because this is the 10 of wands, so that there's like a block energetically. But see here, I had to move, and the air, like again, I do cards often, you guys. I don't see them fly often, especially that far. Okay, so there's a wind of change for you, pile number 1. The Muse Thalia is literally like embodying through the kinetic kinetic, what? The technology, yeah, of the body, of the human body. Okay, so let's see what else. There's something that needs to move, okay, or that you're moving through this transit. Remember, because there is this retrograde, that means that there's a hyper focus on making sure this is occurring for you. Muse Thalia, again, is helping with bringing joy and humor, but also like lifting that mask, because she comes with that role she's playing. So maybe some of you, there's a role that you were playing that you feel stuck in. And there is your ancient connection to your wisdom, to your senses, to maybe also movement that can help you uplift whatever we're feeling right now. Let's see what we have. Ooh, the healing. See, see that I was telling you, there is an alchemy that is occurring. There is an alchemy. I can sense it. It's almost like my eyes right now are perceiving the cards with a certain glow. This is something that I've seen that I feel I want to share with you. I'm going to give you an example as far as the glow. I feel that some of you want to practice scanning your body. What I mean by this is that we're going to see, you know what? With the healing card, I'm going to recommend to you the astral body. The astral body frequency helps with that emotional layer, okay? And because the thoughts create a certain emotion. So when you don't know what are the thought patterns that bring a certain emotion, you're going to want to go straight to the emotions, because your emotions can get stuck. The thoughts, they come and go, okay? Some of them come more often, but here, this is such a great focus for 2025 with all the draconic aspect, and you saw the energy of the dragon came up. So I'm going to ask you to listen to the astral body frequency, and I'm going to invite you. Yes, thank you, Muse Thalia. Okay, even if you're here for your Muse Thalia in the Western, okay, I want you to use the mudra for Muse Thalia in Draconic. Okay, so with Muse Thalia Draconic mudra. Okay, and if some of you don't remember the fingers for the zodiac signs, okay, you have a video down below. Please make sure you write this down in your spiritual notebook, okay, so you can just remember it. At the beginning, it takes a little bit, but then you will remember. So if you're listening to the astral body, use the mudra for your Muse Thalia in your emotional layer. So you got double emotional layer, okay? And as you're going to do this, I want you to as you close your eyes and hold whatever is the mudra, because that's going to enhance your emotions, okay? Because we don't know the thoughts that create whatever it is that keeps you from shining your light. You're going to imagine light coming from above, and as you do this, it's like you imagine this light just going as a line, going down, down, and scanning you. And go as slow as you're comfortable with, so you can feel. So for me, so very interestingly, just as I did this, okay, there is, even though I was there, because I let that light enter me, right away I felt a certain body part that like lit up, like almost like an inflammation, okay? So that's something that can happen. It's almost like you're letting light enter you. I like to see it as a line, as if like I'm receiving like a vessel that's being filled with light, okay? So I'm seeing it like I'm got light here, and as much as the light, and personally, I'm very surprised as I just did this again. It's like, boom, that little part in like my, some of my injuries just comes up. I'm like, okay, that's for Audrey. Okay, but just so you know, it's like the body can feel it right away when you're just taking that time. And I don't even have the frequency. I'm not holding the mudra. So you can imagine, some of you, when you're doing this, how powerful they can be, okay? So as you're going to do this and put the focus, and so you go all the way down, okay? And if the light is like triggering a certain body part of inflammation, stop there, okay? Stop, like reach there and stop there. So I would just continue until I'm getting to that place. And then you would just keep that focus of the light on the pain, okay? On whatever discomfort. whatever comes up, you will know what's relevant, okay? And take mental notes. Maybe all of a sudden, you're going to think about your kids, you're going to think about your mother, you're going to think about work. Okay, this is all meaningful. Do not think that when you get distracted from your meditation, that it is you doing something wrong. No, you're actually putting the light on a certain thing that bothers you, that is creating an emotional block of energy stuck inside of your body. So process it and just let it, see what that is all about, okay? According to your level of comfort with meditation, I know that I can personally interrupt myself. If I really feel like there's something there, I will just open my eyes and I will just write something on the side, okay? Or something of that sort, or just like let it power through. It depends. Sometimes I have different techniques. That's what I'm feeling as far as shining your light. For you, pile number one, Muse Thalia is saying, hey, instead of thinking about shining your light so others can see who you truly are, there's something about use that light, use that focus, because focus is light. Some of you that are doing the wheel with me, like the medicine wheels, I give you a certain pattern of geometry, yin and yang patterns that put a certain focus of energy, the sun, on a certain point in your chart, okay? We do focus with our eyes, because when you do this, actually, you bring it to life. You bring this to life. And this is tested as far as the eyesight. Like you start seeing like a glow. Some of you start staring at the space between your fingers. You will start seeing more and more how your energy field starts to appear. And then you can close your eyes and you can see it light up. Okay, those are experiments. Some of you, if that's something that interests you, be curious and go and check it out. Okay, some part of my teachings is also to invite you to look into your own medicine and your own findings, because we're all here to channel certain information through our own vessel, through our own perception. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling so far for your messages, pile number one. All right, so let's get back to the cards. Now that we saw this, there's emotional healing, that then you'll figure out what thoughts it creates. Does it make you think about, bad about yourself, or are you hearing certain words? Okay, so there's a lot of like dispelling, because remember I told you I was seeing a little bit of the magician, which is an alchemist, and I was seeing the hermit, which is someone holding the lantern where they're finding their light. So very, very strong energy for you. Look at this on the focus. So this card here is the Four of Fire, where your focus brings you in alignment. And you can see here, because there's so much fire, it feels a little phoenixy. And I told you I was feeling alchemy. So you're able to focus with your energy, with your light, straight to that point. Whatever it is that is the source of pain, of discomfort, boom, you're going to get some information. And please, some of you, if you don't get right away an answer about what it is, trust that you'll get the clarity that comes at some point, okay? Especially if it's needed, okay? The universe works this way, everything that we need to learn, the universe will make sure we learn about ourselves, okay? Even through our resistance. All right, let's see what else we have, okay? We have perception, beautiful, okay? Look at this. I mean, I really feel like we're seeing once again everything I described to you. Put your focus, the perception, go through the lines of chakra so you can bring that sword of truth, okay? The air, so you can let, through your breath, through what you're feeling, just like let it dissipate, let it dissolve, let it heal. And look at this. Then we have this expression here of gratitude, this expression here of alignment. This is a card here with the 8 of Cups, where when you've washed away some of the emotional things that got stuck in your chakra line, then you glow. But you know what I love about this is that you're glowing in the dark. That means you're able to shine through the dark, through the unknown. You're able to walk a path that is uncharted. You're able to look within yourself and find secrets and treasures that others will miss because they're always looking outside of themselves. Yeah, such powerful energy. And what, you know, with the dolphins, very strong symbol of joy. I have a deck of animal spirit with dolphin that says in that deck, I can never forget it because it used to be such a trigger for me, because the message is this and that is true. Meaning like, this is true and this is true. And when I would get this card, when I was asking about a question to be in alignment, that would piss me off so much, because I was like, what does that mean? And what it means, it's really a question of perception and focus. Where you're going to be standing to watch a certain movie of thoughts, if you're standing from here or from here, is going to look different. And how can I illustrate this the best? I think, I can't remember if it was the movie, something with Audrey and what's his name? The one that does Forrest Gump. Yikes, I forgot. Right now they're escaping me. But the Leonardo da Vinci Code. Okay, I think it's that movie. But there's something I remember, like I can never forget this movie, and I hope this is the one, where the person is saying, like, you know, the best way to hide something is in plain sight. And I could see, like, from a certain perspective, like the object kept on disappearing because the way things were set up, it kept on blocking the perception of that specific object. I'm not sure if this is this, but I do believe that some of you, if you want some movie homework, okay, light work, I would say the Da Vinci Code with those two actors. And what do I want to just call him for? Oh, Hanks, Tom Hanks. I just want to call him Forrest Gump. Okay, so that's what I have for you, my dear pile number 1. In terms of alignment, we're clearing the pathway of certain blocked emotions without having to worry about the thoughts, okay? Because thoughts, again, they come and go, and then we're busy with something else. And so dealing with your emotions and how certain things, especially emotions, get stuck in the body. Then the emotion can open up and can dissolve and can also share with you what those words are and not to use it. And ultimately inviting you to higher words. I strongly suggest for everyone, especially here with this message, pile number 1, to continue the affirmations with the feminine and the masculine frequencies, if that's something that works well for you. I did this for the whole cycle of 28 days for the first part of this year, and then I I thought, like, oh, maybe I'm done. I stopped, and I saw how the subtle changes that I had experienced from using this regularly, they were like struggling with other, like resisting in opposition with certain patterns that were so deeply ingrained. And I'm like, oh no, we're using this all year if we need to. Okay. So yeah, that's something I wanted to share, because you know that I'm sharing this journey with you, and we all have our ups and downs and our struggles. And here there is something about your focus releasing your light. Okay, that means like you're going to focus more on how your body feels and releasing what those blocked energy are associated with in terms of words. Whether you get full understanding or not, it doesn't matter, because with your light and your focus and your tender care, you're dissolving this, and then you're putting in good information like the feminine and the masculine frequencies, ideally masculine in the morning, so you get that healthy drive, not over, not enough, but enough and inspired in alignment. And then at night, the feminine, so you can learn how to restore your energy, have a routine, have rituals that help you feel in alignment. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 1. If you need a personal reading for Muse Thalia, this is something you can get down below. And if you want also, I offer all the 9 muses. I've done this last week. Oh my God, this was so freaking amazing. I've already loved when I was doing one at a time, but doing them all, it was just like I was discovering the person in a way that was just unbelievable. So that's an offer that you can take advantage down below. Thank you so very much. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your messages from Muse Thalia to shine your light bright. So the word bright came after I started doing the piles, as if we needed that extra oomph, especially here with the zodiac archetype of Capricorn. There's something about the focus that brings the extra momentum that we need to create a life that is authentic. But especially here in this case is you creating the you, and that means freeing it because it's already there. It's just trapped into those matrices, those programs, and we're allowing it to unleash itself. Okay, if you're here, you have Muse Thalia either in Western or Draconic in Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, or Aquarius. We have this Queen of Air that already comes with the energy of the scales because she's connected to Libra, and we have Libra here. So there's really something about balance that is important. I don't know why, but I swear, first of all, it looks a little bit like the horns, okay, from far, but I actually saw a uterus. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I can see why, but it's like it really felt there's something with the womb here for you, pile number 2. And there's also something from, with the owl, seeing things that are not there yet or not yet manifested. So there might be a balance between the things you feel, the invisible, and the things that are there, the things that already are finite. So the unseen and the seen. Okay. And there's, you know what? I'm seeing how she has like tears that are almost like scriptures. And I almost feel like the way you're experiencing your emotions, pile number 2, is part of this light activation. All right. Okay. Well, mysterious. All right, Muse Thalia, can we get some information here to shine our light bright for pile number 2? Okay. All right, let's see what we have. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, Earth, with this beautiful, again, a crystal ball. There's something about you, pile number 2, that can predict, that can sense things before they come forward. Let's see. Then we have another 8. Oh, wow. 8 of Fire. 8 of Wands. This card in particular speaks of renewal, but also how when we are inspired by spirit, inspiration is actually meaning in spirit. When people are inspired, they're actually in alignment with their God source energy, with their higher self. So there's something here about when you are listening to those nudges Pile number 2. Of the things you feel coming, energy moving your way, things, you know, that might not make sense to others. You light yourself up. You're actually able to spark a certain light inside of you that is connected to source. There's something about your receptivity very strongly here. Oh, look at this. With the 2 of swords, the 2 of air, between the duality. Recognizing what is and what isn't. There's a strong sense for you that Muse Thalia is inviting to alchemize something, to shine the light. And again, the scales, look at this, more scales. Okay, I need more information here. All right. Okay, all right. So let's look at those first. We have the 4 of earth. The 10 of water. And the 7 of water. You know here, pile number 2. There's something about this card that shows how you're trying to resist maybe a certain pressure, maybe resisting your telepathic nudges, or to refuse certain times, certain alignments, certain guidance of alignments because it doesn't make sense. And for you, okay, let me talk to you. Because this girl, I don't even know if this is my pile. I didn't check on purpose, so I can just channel without feeling biased or too involved in piles. I know exactly what this is talking about. This is when you're feeling nudges to go about certain things a certain way, but they don't make sense. Okay, they don't. I'm gonna give you an example. Oh my God. Now that I think about it, at the time I thought I was going crazy. But now I'm thinking about those stories. I'm like, I miss those days. Because at some point, my telepathy, my clairaudience was so strong because it got enhanced with my spiritual awakening and my Kundalini awakening. But now it's not as much because the communication is like, I don't need to be shouted at in order to listen. I just listen. So it's more subtle. It's more like, okay, all right, this way and do this. But at the time, I remember having a lot of driving to go personal train clients. And I would know the road, okay, the way to get there. And I would hear like directions like, no, turn left, but I need to go right. No. And I would just not listen. And then I would hear like, I would get stuck somewhere and then something would happen. And I'm like, okay, so I had some days where I was just taking the car and driving and listening to the random guidance that I was getting as far as direction. And it was always leading me to like one of the most amazing synchronicities. Like either I had to meet someone, there was someone that, I happened to run into and they're like, how come you're here? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here, but now I guess this is why. But it was amazing just finally trusting some of the guidance that didn't make sense. And nowadays, it still happens sometimes where my mind is more like, oh, okay, well, I have to do this reading and then that. And then it's like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean, no? Makes no sense. And I'm like, does it ever? I'm like, okay. But I'm always happy when I let myself break free from the rigidity of the mind. Okay, because going with the flow always seemed to bring some type of synchronicity where you're like, I've seen myself. Let me give you another example, like being with Matthew and we have to go somewhere and he's getting ready but he's late. I said, oh, we have to go at this time, and it's like, it's not happening. And I've learned that because we are both awakened, you know, as an awakened couple, there's times where when I see that, oh, it seems to take a lot of more extra time. Why is that? That the way it would have slowed us down with the exact time that Audrey would say we had to go would make us like manifest something. Like we would run into elks, or, you know, we would have like really beautiful things that synchronize, and we would be aware of it. Like, see, if we had left earlier, this would have not been our site, or this would have not happened. Or so it's an invitation here that I feel for you, pile number 2. And the only way that I can describe this is through those little random stories, because yeah, when you go through this, and I know that some of you, you're sharing with me how grateful you are that I share certain little stories and details about my personal life, because those are the teachings that I had to, you know, learn and go through in order to be in attunement more and more with my personal guidance, and feeling like life is finally in flow. It's finally easy. Yes, it has its challenges. There's always growth, but it's not experienced as drastically and contrasted that it used to. And that is where I feel that invitation for you, because with this card that also speaks of a choice, it's almost like there might be too much resistance around this or that. This is yes or no. And sometimes it's like, it's a yes, but maybe not just right now. Maybe if you go that way, that looks like to you that it would be a no, then you can come back that way. That would make it a yes, and that would make it a better yes. And you don't know it yet, but that would be so much more fun. Okay, so that's what I feel, and I didn't know if the cards depicted what I was feeling as well. So let's see that little extra card that we have for you. Oh my God, the hero. This is so perfect. This is the hero's journey. This is the perfect card for the illustration of my little crazy stories, you guys. I love this. I so love this for you, pile number 2. This is what Muse Thalia wants to share with you, okay? There's something about you being on a journey and releasing the resistance of this or that. So in terms of energy work, let's see what I sense. I'm sensing the web of destiny. Some of you, there's something about letting yourself be plugged into your destiny, okay? The web of destiny. This frequency is one that we use for the medicine wheel, the crystal grid activation, because it is a weaving. Your girl is a cosmic weaver. And what does it mean? It means that your conscious awareness that everything matters, every word matters, everything you feel matters. It weaves certain fractals of your reality, of your experience. Just be kind with yourself, because learning the self-mastery of this takes practice. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, but I've rehearsed more and more, and especially using those wheels to kind of like understand how energy moves, how you can perceive with your inner sight, aura, and fields that are invisible to the naked eye. Okay, so we're going to use the web of destiny, and what I'm going to suggest for you, pile number 2, is to use your mudra for Muse Thalia in your draconic placement. okay? If you're listening to more than one pile and you have different messages, if you are into energy work and you want to do it all, you can, but I would suggest going and focusing more on your draconic Muse Thalia, okay? Just because of the theme of 2025. If you're watching this at some other time, there might be other recommendation, but go and check out, you know, your Muse in draconic, and then use the mudra. If you don't have the notes in your spiritual notebook as far as the zodiac sign and the mudra, please look in the video description. I will put it on top for everyone, that video where I share this guidance for everyone, so we can just get used to that practice, okay? And that's what I would just do. And if you felt like you wanted a mantra, the one that I felt would be Om Mani Padme Hum, okay? If you wanted a mantra. Because I want you to rid yourself, especially with this. It's like you're a warrior of light, a warrior of the shadows and the warrior of the light, shining that light and understanding how to shine your truth. So your focus here with Muse Thalia, it's really that balance. Finding the balance to be in alignment, where sometimes you'll have to override what makes sense to your mind because your body or your sensation is telling you there's a better way. And not telling it, I don't know if there's a better way. And say like, well, if I'm feeling a nudge, let me go and explore the nudge. And then things will make sense, okay? And sometimes I will share with you, I'm honest always, like I've seen my higher guidance made me go and venture to experience a certain contrast and feel like, oh, that's going to feel better or be better, lead to something better, only to see that it leads to something that I don't enjoy as much. So the thing that I moved away from is actually really seen as something great. You know, it's almost like, instead of having to lose the person you love and then give them back to really see how much, you know, value them. It's like the same thing with just energy and trying other things and be like you're being taught how to truly appreciate things and your way of going about your life or your emotions or just you, and appreciating those aspects when you move away from them, okay? That's what I have for you. I trust it makes sense. Yeah, if some of you want to get a personal Muse Thalia reading, you can look at that option down below. I now have a package for all the 9 muses, which I have done just last week for the first time, like all the 9 muses for someone. Some of you, we've done this through all 2024. It was amazing because it was just like a blast of energy, of so much inspiration. So I wanted to share that with you if that's something you would like to discover at some point. All right, I will see you soon. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your Muse Thalia messages to shine your light bright. We have here the card of masculine and feminine. And if you are here, you have your Muse Thalia, whether Western or Draconic, in Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer, or Virgo. Okay, so let me look at this card a little bit closer. You know what? Something very weird just happened. I have an itch on my right foot. Like, all of a sudden, this itch. Oh, wow. Okay. This is very interesting. I feel this is a call from your future self. This is a call of your higher self. The version of you that wants to embody, that wants to be anchored, because of the way the feet are anchoring our energy through time and space, okay? And when you connect more to the right, you go more towards the future, the momentum forward. And with the left, you connect more to the past, okay? And this is the first time this is happening, and this is very itchy. And there's no reason why. Okay, all right. So there's something as far as also your connection to the Earth Star Chakra. Your purpose is calling you. It is calling you. Okay. All right. Well, we like that. All right. What do we have for messages, my dear Muse Thalia? So we have the King of Air. Interesting. All right. The Four of Earth. Four of Pentacles. And the Seven of Air. You see how those are two air elements. There's like this bridge energy that's created. Now this feels like it's putting a lot of tension on this person. And now with the bee as a symbol, bees to me represent vibration. There's a certain thought, okay, that seem to create a certain energy drain, energy strain, on you, that Muse Thalia wants to look into. Okay, so can we have some more details about this? Okay, now the Dragon of Water. So Ace of Water, the Dragon of Water, and we know this is you know what I feel for you? It's like, it's very interesting because it feels with this that you are being invited to spend more time nurturing your emotional waters. Fill them with things that feel good, thoughts that feel good. And I could not but think about the feminine and masculine affirmations and subliminals here for you, pile number 3, with this invitation. So there's something here about filling your cup, your vibe, with things that are more supportive. But as I know, energy cannot be destroyed. So that means that in order to let something greater enter, you need to create that space. Okay? Seven of Fire. Look at this. Oh my God, we have a ritual. Look at this, the water with the lotus. This is definitely here some type of... What did I think about Chiron earlier? I don't know where this came from. Well, the lotus has its roots in the mud, okay? So there's something here about your emotions, feeling gratitude for all that you can feel, okay? But realize that you can choose those things, okay? So Muse Thalia is very focused here with deep diving into your emotions. And the Three of Water. Look at all this tie removal. You know, I really feel here, I was feeling the quantum fascia healing playlist with the waters. And here with the ties, there's one that's called about like removing addictions. There's also breaking free from karmic bondage. It feels like there's a lot here that pertains to the fascia. Look at all this blue, you know. The thoughts and the emotions, what they create, the emotions you can create and making sure you're not creating resistance against what wants to come forward for you. So pile number 3. There's an invitation here as far as energy work with the Quantum Fascia playlist. And I'm really feeling all 3. And sometimes I've done this, you know, with the Super Empath playlist that had 6 videos, now 7. And sometimes when I want to refresh, you know, the connection and see if there's a particular pattern I need to review, I just put the playlist on and I put myself in a meditation, and I just let the beginning, and I will feel right away if there's anything that comes up. So I don't have to listen like more than 1, 2, 3 minutes, and then I can move on to the next, and then to the next. And then I would find sometimes like, oh, this one. And I would not even look at what was the title, what it was, I would just feel it. So there's something here with the Quantum Fascia healing, and I think that maybe I'm receiving all 3 because we're a group of people here. But I'm going to recommend that you play the Quantum Fascia playlist. So there's 3 of them. And when you do this, I'm going to ask you to use your Muse Thalia Draconic Zodiac placement. Okay, so your zodiac placement for your emotional Thalia. If you've been watching more than one pile because you're watching Western and Draconic, please, I would say, go for the energy work of the emotional one, so Draconic aspect for this Muse. Especially 2025, this will shift your reality. How you feel about yourself shifts your reality. If you feel, it doesn't matter if you're physically beautiful, if you're tall, if you're thin, if you have blonde hair, brunette hair, if you're living in this country or that country, how you relate to how you feel on a day-to-day basis, no matter the external, okay, is what creates the matrix you're going to experience. So with this Muse, you have a strong call from your future self, your higher self, the embodiment of that light that is already inside, but that seems to be calling you, okay? So there's something that wants to come out, okay? And because it wants to come out, so there's something greater coming in, especially when you get itchy feet or palms. This is energy coming, okay? So while this is happening again. Oh my God, this is so persistent. Okay, when energy is trying to come in, okay, it will make you itch, okay? Especially if it's around the feet or hands chakra, okay? Yeah, oh my God, this is gonna be fun. Pile number 3, whatever you're going to remove is going to make space for such light. And I felt it like I was under the spotlight here. Hi. Okay. If you do want a mantra, some of you like to play with mantra and sing mantra, I would suggest your Draconic Chiron. Okay. If some of you have questions, okay, you can always email me. I actually like when some of you just ask me to confirm and stuff. It also makes us connect and just say hi, how you doing, how you resonate with the stuff, and how things are going along, okay, as far as your energy work. Because that's my purpose, for you to find that embodiment, to find that alignment. With every transit, there is a certain inspiration. Muse Thalia, yes, she's all about humor, she's all about comedy, but with this archetype, she's really trying to help break free from the mask. Break free from the mask, especially here, the emotion. You know, the things that we rehearse emotionally and that make us appear some way. I will tell you, your reflection in the mirror, if some days you feel like, oh, I look older or I look tired, and then you have people that like So I don't see it. Or some of you that say, oh yeah, you're tired. Okay, they're just confirming to you or trying to wake you up from the perception of what you're feeling. So I've seen it all the time. It's not so much about how much I sleep, or I mean, it all encompasses what I eat and things like that, but how I feel about myself will give me a different glow. Okay, and that's something that is strong for you. Okay, that Thalia is saying, like, when you start feeling free, when you start feeling like you break free from, there's a certain vibe. Okay, there's probably a certain thought that you tell yourself or that you inherited that is going to be untied, especially here. You know, there's something in the books. The books can be DNA. The books can also be past lifetimes that is going to be released. Okay, yeah. And some of you that are doing with me the starseed level up, the activation for that upcoming full moon in Leo is so good. It's so good. I was buzzing for hours. It was amazing. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling for you. The Draconic Chiron mantra, if you want to sing, the mudra for your Muse Thalia, and you just check how those quantum fascia playlists feel. Okay. Some of you might just spend a few minutes and say, okay, there's nothing there. Move on to the second. There might be more stuff. And then move on to the third. There might be even more stuff. I don't know. Okay, so that's what I feel for you, my dear pile number 3. Let's see if there's anything else to conclude your reading. Okay, the 3 of Fire Wands. Embark on that new journey. There's definitely something that's calling you this year so you can shine your light brighter. Okay, there's a recalibration of your feminine, masculine. That's something that I shared with pile number 1, but especially I will share it with you as well. Continue using the feminine and the masculine frequency affirmations. Because when you're going to be doing the energy work with the quantum fascia, there's going to be certain things you're going to release, but you want to make sure that you're replacing it with higher words, with higher affirmations. And because it is plugged into the organs that are yang or that are yin, it has such power, you guys. It has such power. I took a break from it like for 2 weeks. I saw how insidiously the old patterns were coming. And obviously I only had used it since I had released it. So like 4 weeks consecutively. And I thought like, oh, that's great. That worked perfect. And then after 2 weeks, I started seeing like, oh, why am I feeling this? Why is this pattern? And it's more about like the support that the words and the frequency give us. And especially if you come from a background of negative conditionings, having experienced a lot of contrast, it's going to take the time it takes. Okay, as far as that, I'm back on it for just like a week, and I'm like, oh my God, like, why did I decide to ever stop? And that's sometimes the guidance that you get from your higher self, is to experience the contrast when you do something and when you don't. And so you can really truly appreciate it and have gratitude for it. So I really felt like gratitude coming up strongly for you, especially to get things out of the mud so you can extract the emotions from the muddy experiences and uplift this, and then let some higher frequencies come in. So that's what I have for you, pile number 3. If you need a personal reading for Muse Thalia, you can get it by just one Muse or just all 9, which has been such a blast to do. I'm sending you much love and light, and much love and life. Okay, so we're changing your life because your higher self is calling you. And I'm just gonna stop there. Bye.